Hey y'all, back again for another workout. So I climbed earlier this morning, so now it's time to do upper body. So I've switched over, done with the fat loss phase. Now it's going to be time to try to put on a little bit of muscle. So I'm going to do a split similar to what I've done before, and I've heard Jeffrey Verity, I don't remember his last name, GBS, talk about it. So it's like an upper lower, and then on the fifth day, it's or one day you do a bro where it's just shoulders and arms. So today will be upper body, mainly chest and back. Just maybe one exercise for shoulders, biceps, triceps. Also, we'll do the grip work 3 times a week. That way it can be kind of those upper body days or that shoulder and arm day. And I'll climb 2 of those days as well. So should be able to do all that now that I'm eating a little bit more. But I'm going to get started with pull-ups. So I've got 70 pounds around my waist. I'm hoping to get 6 reps on this first set. All right, not too bad. I feel like I got maybe 1 or 2 left. That's kind of where I want to be right now. All right, so pretty much going to do 2 sets of everything today. So here's the second set for this. I'm just going to do 5 reps. So I'll keep adding 1 rep to each set, each workout. That should be doable from a progressive overload standpoint. If I can't, that's fine. I should be able to do that every week or 2 at least. All right, I'm going to try something a little bit different for the side raise. Kind of got this at a 75, so I guess I'm leaning about 15 degrees. All right, so I didn't film the first set of this because I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. But I'm doing kind of like a 1-arm pullover with a cable. I do feel like just doing it 1 arm helps to really isolate on it, whichever side you're working, and really feel the lats during this. Trying to focus again, bringing the shoulder blade kind of down as I come back and not doing any elbow movement. Just keeping it in a certain position and staying there throughout. All right, I like this variation. I've never done it before, but it definitely keeps you strict. There's no cheating. Yeah, I can't get a little body English in. So I feel like that's good to isolate the middle delts. It's kind of easy to stay in that scapular plane too. So yeah, this one feels pretty good. All right, so next I'm going to do a bench supported dumbbell row. This way I can get a little bit of thoracic flexion and extension during the exercise. All right, set number 2, I'm trying to be just a little bit higher. I like the little bit of thoracic flexion here and then extension just to go along with everything else. Feels like I get the erector spinae there in between, like that thoracic area, and then get all the muscles in between the shoulder blades too by getting that scapular retraction, I guess I should say. That way people know what I'm talking about, hopefully. All right, so got the belt on. Gonna do the rack pulls next. Again, trying to kind of sweep the bar back to my legs and trying to just do everything with my back and not my hips so much. Ah, 20 reps. That's hard. Just one set of that. Moving on to chest work. I'm going to start with the cable first and then do the kind of more bench press part and then finish with flies. That way I'm covering all the positions, contracted, mid-range, and stretch. So staying up here and kind of going seemed to bother my shoulder. So I'm going to bend over some. This one's going to be more kind of towards the middle. The next time will be more just from high to low. All right, I'll do the other side. I can't really film it. Had to block off some stuff for Stormy. You may have seen her. Well, there she went running by. So I won't film it that way. I'm not just sticking my butt in your face. Second set. All right, this way feels good. I don't feel any issues with my shoulder. I mean, I feel the muscle working a little bit, definitely feel my chest. I think up here, it just got more in an impingement position, kind of too far up, and that just irritated things slightly. Nothing was major by any means. I just don't want to keep doing it and have a bigger issue. All right, doing another exercise I haven't either done or done in a while. This time I just haven't done it in a while, so I'm going to do a slight decline bench press with the dumbbells. Second set. Oh. Last up for chest. It's going to be an incline fly with the dumbbells. All right, just one set of those. So 5 sets total for chest. That's enough. I think that'll be at least 10 sets for the week. That's a good number to kind of get a lot of hypertrophy. One thing we'll talk about another time is you don't just keep getting, well, with volume and hypertrophy, there's definitely a relationship there. Yeah, if you do 2 sets, you'll grow more than 1 set, but you don't grow twice as much with 2 sets as you do with 1. It's just a fraction of what you got from that 1 set. So I think some of the research has shown that, like, you know, you get, let's say 1 unit of hypertrophy with that first set. It takes 4 or 5 more sets to get another unit. So you see how much it kind of goes down. Probably not that same amount each set, like 20%, but you know, it might be you get 1 for the first set, 0.6, then you know 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, who knows? But you know, the main thing is just you don't keep getting 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit. So there's this direct correlation of, oh, I did this many sets, I get this amount of hypertrophy based on what I would have gotten with 1. That the amount of hypertrophy you get keeps going down and down. So if it was a graph, kind of shoot up, then it starts to level off. Still going up, but almost flat when you start getting into the really high numbers of sets. Like I said, we'll talk about it next time or another time and explain it more clearly. All right, got to do some curls next. All right, time for some triceps. Just gonna do some push downs. So I've been adding in some hammer curls just to get like brachioradialis a little bit, not just biceps. So I'm just going to do one set of hammer curls now. I've been supersetting the biceps, hammer curls as well with the push downs. So I did do 2 sets of the alternating, supinating dumbbell curls. So sorry for the ing twice, but I'm just going to do 1 set on the hammer curls this time. Next upper body workout, I'll do 2 sets of the hammer curl variation, just 1 for the biceps. Because it's still biceps definitely getting some work anytime you're bending your arm. That hand position can kind of play around a little bit with which muscle is doing a little bit more of the work, but still got to do some. All right, last set of push downs and last set of the workout. Actually, I forgot. I got to do the forearm rocker, so that will be the last set of the workout. All right, so here's the forearm rocker. You just go out and in. All right, guys, that's it for today. So with the forearm rockers, you can use a heavier weight. You're not really going against gravity, so it's not too direct, I guess. So you can use a heavier weight, especially for the wrist extension than what you normally can. And I would definitely recommend higher reps with it. So trying to kind of get a nice pump in your forearms. That's why I do it. See what that does from a hypertrophy standpoint. But at least I kind of get used to having forearms pumped for climbing too. Normally with bouldering, I don't get too pumped because most of the problems are pretty short. So that's not too big of an issue. But I think this might help out with recovery in between tries on the board as well. But that's it for today. I feel like it was a good workout. Everything feels like I worked it pretty thoroughly. So I think this will be a good one. Like I said, the next upper body, I'll do more. So like today I did pull-ups heavy. I'll do the Yates row heavy next time and go a little lighter, like a pull-down variation. So it might be a little bit more of a mid-back focus next time, more of a lat focus this time. And then when I do the shoulder and arm day, I'll throw in like a undergrip pull down or chin to be the mid-range movement for biceps, and do a close grip like partial bench press to be the mid-range for triceps. So that way I'll still get a little bit of chest, still get a little bit of back on those days too, but you know, be more secondary rather than primary. But hope you guys enjoyed this. So far I'm liking this. It's nice to be back to a mass gaining phase rather than the fat loss phase. Although this was probably the easiest fat loss phase I've ever done. Now it was the easiest, so that part was nice. I'm gonna just try to slowly gain some weight, not go too crazy. Don't feel like I really need to recover from the diet because I never really lost sleep or low libido or anything like that. So just gonna try to eat a little bit more and put on a little bit of muscle. But appreciate you guys watching this. Thanks. I really mean it. Hope you guys will like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.